Hello and thanks for watching Gary Teaches Maths. I'm continuing to go through the Edexcel Higher Tier paper from 2019. This is paper 2 and it's a calculator paper. So we're on question 13 and this is a question about algebraic fractions. What we've got to show is that this expression here will simplify to something in the form of a times x minus b and then divided by cx minus d, where a, b, c, and d are integers. So the first thing I'm going to try and do is look at this bit that I've just written a bracket around, because that can simplify quite a lot. Because what we can do is we can take the x squared plus 3x minus 10 over x minus 1, and we can actually try and factorize the top line of that. So we can say, well, if we do factorize that, then what we end up with is two brackets. We end up with x and x at the front of the brackets, and we need to find the other values that go here and here. So it's a quadratic that we've got. So we're looking for two numbers which multiply to give us minus 10 and add to give us plus 3. And these will be the numbers that will go here and here. So we can see that if we pick the numbers 5 and minus 2, they would in fact give us minus 10, because a positive times a negative gives us a negative. And then if we added them together, we could have 5 and then plus a negative 2, and that would give us the 3. So these are the correct values that can go in our brackets. So we can say we've got x minus 2 and x plus 5 is our two values. Okay, so that's useful, because if I now write it in place of the bit I've got in brackets there, what we'll get is 6 plus this big bracket here, x plus 5, and then divided by all of that, x minus 2, x plus 5, all over the x minus 1. Then, because I'm dividing, the rule of changing that into a multiplication and flipping the fraction applies here. So that would turn into 6 plus, open the bracket up again, x plus 5, and this time times by the reciprocal of this, which means turning it upside down. So times by x minus 1 over x minus 2 times x plus 5. And that is really useful, because there's an x plus 5 on the top line here and x plus 5 on the bottom line, and they will actually cancel with each other because they're separated by times here. So anything that's the same on the top line and the bottom line will cancel. So that simplifies quite a lot now. That gives us 6 plus x minus 1 over x minus 2. And what we need to try and do is add the 6 to this. Now, we can only add them if the denominators are the same. And currently, the denominator on the 6 is actually a 1, even though we don't usually write it when it's just a whole number, but it's over 1. So we need to make it be over x minus 2. And to do that, what we can do is take this fraction, the 6 over 1, and times top and bottom of it by x minus 2. So what we'd end up with is 6 x minus 2 over x minus 2, and then plus the x minus 1 over x minus 2. Now, because the denominators are the same, I can actually add the numerators. So the numerators being the top of the fraction. So I'll get 6 x minus 2 plus the x minus 1. That's going to be all over x minus 2. So now what I'm going to do is multiply the fraction at the top there. So I'm going to say, I'll multiply 6 into that bracket. I'm going to get 6x minus 12, 6 times 2 being minus 12, plus x minus 1, still over the x minus 2. And if I simplify that top line, I've got 6x and then plus the x that I have there, so plus that x, that gives me 7x, and then I've got minus 12, take away 1, and that takes us further into the negative, so that becomes minus 13. So 7x minus 13 over x minus 2. And that's it, we've done it. There's our final answer, which is in the form required, ax minus b over cx minus d. So to summarise that, we could see that a is equal to the 7, b is equal to 13, because notice it's minus b there, so minus there. And so we've also got, on the bottom, we've got a 1 times that x, so c equals 1, and d is equal to 2. And that's it, we've finished. So I hope that's been helpful to you. If it has, please like our page and subscribe to our channel, Gary Teaches Maths. And also, for more help, view our website, which is bestmathstutors.co.uk, where we've got lots more videos, and also you can find tuition. So thanks for watching.